what is this? I'm like, turn off my rock and roll, get the goosebumps. You're like, all right, yeah, this is it. My name's Adam Colunga. I grew up in a small town of, say, probably about 15,000 people in Ennis, Texas, south of Dallas. Your typical Texas high school football, town where Friday nights kind of closed down, go to the game. After school there, went to college and, kind of hung up the hat on football. Wasn't quite big enough or fast enough or strong enough. And so left school and started to play around with those kind of recreational sports and figure things out, but there was this urge to play, or kind of that level of intensity that was just missing from, some of the sports that I was, getting on with and playing. But told my wife, I was like, hey, I think I'm gonna quit beer league soccer, but I'm gonna go try rugby. And that's kind of where my journey started.
Nobody quite knows what to expect.
I remember my buddies, one played in college, played rugby in college, and the other didn't. And I saw on Facebook they're, fist bust, best friends. And I was like, what are you guys doing? Short shorts. I didn't know. I was like, man, I could rock some pretty short shorts myself. I got some good quads and things, and don't even know if rugby was a sport at that point. I think I maybe heard of it. And so, boom, 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 YouTube, rugby. Start watching. First video I started to watch was Dan Carter. When you want to learn a sport, or you want to look and kind of learn, you don't go to, who's the 10th best team in the world? And you go to the best. And the All Blacks are that team. And then you got to see the haka for the first time. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, turn off my rock and roll. Turn off my music, turn off what I'm like, what is this? And you play it and you're like, get the goosebumps. You're like, all right, there's something here. And this is something that kind of got me going. And so what really hooked me was first game. Remember, lined up on the left side, guy gets the ball, and I just lay into him. You can hear, ooh, from the sideline. But the problem is, when I hit him, I felt it too. And then I had to get back up, and then I hit the other guy. So within the first 7 to 8 seconds of playing rugby, I made 3 tackles, and I was like, yeah, this is it. This is filling that hole for me. This is kind of bringing in back that memory of playing that Texas football at that level, and that passion you had. And I got to meet rugby guys, go travel the world with them. Just absolutely phenomenal guys. Big place in my heart. I think this has probably lit a real fire underneath me of getting in the gym, getting to see what I can do, even though I'm getting closer to 40. I'm like, all right, can I get maybe a division up a little bit and see if I can play a little bit better rugby the next year or two. We have Barrett, who's 4.5. We have Mila, who is 3, and we have Maeve, who's 13 months. So I like to think of them, since we're talking a little rugby here, I like to kind of put a little position. Barrett, he's my fullback. He's your hothead. He's running, he's fast, he's making decisions, he's gonna be clutch, he's gonna shut things down. Mila's my 9 though. She's my scrummy. She's sassy, she's got a little spark to her. It's gonna scare me one day. And then Maeve she's definitely in the front pack. She likes to eat at 13 months, so probably see her as my little flanker. But when we were pregnant, found out we were pregnant, we're having a boy, really excited, and first thing you gotta do is names, right? You start trying to figure out what's gonna be the name, what's gonna be the name. Everyone has an opinion. It's about a couple months in, and we were just watching Saturday rugby, All Blacks were on, and she kept hearing Barrett to the outside, Barrett up the middle, Barrett with the big tackle, Barrett with the kick. And she's just like, Barrett, that sounds like a good name. And inside I heard that. I'm just trying not to, but yeah, it's an okay name. Yeah, I like it. It sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds good. And she's like, yeah. And kept making sure we kept watching rugby on Saturdays with the All Blacks, and she kept hearing Barrett up the middle, Barrett up the middle. And so name went on the list, and sure enough, that's kind of how the name came to. And got to thank the Barrett brothers for just their passion and great skills and the commentators for calling them out on it too, so that name kind of resonated in our head.
Just slick skills through the hands, and then the Barrett to Barrett.
All of our family's pretty close, so at the baby shower, my mom, like I said, wife and I kept the name secret, so no one knew. And so they had a name guessing, and one of my cousins, she told me, she's like, I've gone through every rugby list and looked through all the names. She even said Bowden at one point. I was like, I don't know. But when we told her Barrett, she kind of realized that she had seen Bowden Barrett. She was just looking at first names and last names. So
there he is, right there, Bubba. That's who you're named after.
So at 35 weeks, Barrett came into the world, which, I remember it was like right in the 2019 World Cup. So didn't expect him to be there that soon. So I had already kind of had the games planned that I was wanting to watch. So I remember sitting in the room, she's in the bed, she's going through labor, and I got Rugby on. And I'm watching that monitor go up and down, and I'm like, oh, that's not that bad. It only went up a little bit, having no idea of like the pain that she was going through. So after, I would say she gave me about a good hour and a half of rugby. I think it was after one of the All Blacks games, she was like, rugby needs to go off. And that's when it kind of clicked. I'm like, he's coming and he's here. And so I had my All Blacks jersey on and right there. And, once he came out, we got to spend a couple seconds with him. And then he was taken straight to the NICU and put on breathing machines. So it was pretty tough for us, which now, you look at him, he's faster than some of the kids. He's taller than what you would imagine as a 4-year-old. I look at him, I'm like, you're 4.5. How are you not 8? And so you kind of just get lost and kind of forget, what you went through. But just to be and see him today, it's pretty magical.
Go, Daddy! Go, Dad!
So for the first time since 1980, All Blacks are in San Diego.
Not only the special day because it's, we get to see the All Blacks for the first time, but it's, kind of a small deal. It's my wife's birthday as well. So to be able to kind of hijack that, no hesitation on her whatsoever. Like I said, biggest supporter, captain of our team. I mean, she's right there going, okay, yeah, let's do this. And when Barrett came in, I kind of sat down. I was like, hey man, you know what we're doing? And he's like, yeah, San Diego, ice cream, beach. I'm like, we're going All Blacks. And he's like, yeah, All Blacks. And he starts going, All Blacks. I'm like, how do you not get ramped up to come to a game? And then he's excited and he's just like, the Barrett brothers gonna be there? Are the Barrett brothers gonna be there? And I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, I've scolded Instagram. I've seen the interviews. Like he said, they're headed to San Diego, buddy. I was like, they're there. And we both just had these big smiles on our face. Yeah. To be here and to watch the All Blacks for the first time, makes you want to be a part of it in any way you can. And if it's cheer for them on Saturday and get your kids some All Black stuff and wearing your All Black stuff in Texas where rugby's not really known, I mean, that's what I'll do. Can't just tease the kids and with a little bit of All Blacks rugby, we got to find a way. So in my true dad form, we all have matching shirts for the event. So we're looking forward to being able to rock that. And I'm just excited to be able to take them and show them like, hey, your dad loves this and thank you for being a part of it. And I can share that with them.